Shalom, all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wa Rakakwadash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth. To the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I want to start my lesson off by going to the book of James, chapter 3. In verse 14, but if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. We can't be bitter. We can't be envious towards one another. If you feel that way about a brother, don't try to lie and say you're in the truth. Don't glorify yourself and say you're a man of the Lord, but you have envy in your heart, because the Lord is not dealing with such men. Okay. Verse 15, this wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So to be like that, that is of the terrain. That is of the terrestrial figure. Being in this flesh, that's what the spirit is at war with. Having a envious mentality, having a bitter mind towards your brother, having foul thoughts towards a brother with no cause whatsoever, that is devilish. So we have to be aware that we do not fall into the line of being devilish. There are a lot of devils in this truth. Okay. Let's go to 1 John. 1 John chapter 3 and 14. No. Verse 10. You know what? I'm going to take it back to 8. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of the power was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of the power doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of the power. So guess what? Not loving your brother, you are of the devil. Let's go into it some more. Verse 10. In this the children of the power are manifest, and the children of the devil. So here's the point. Whosoever doth not righteousness is not of the power, neither he that loveth not his brother. So we cannot claim to be in this ministry and not have love for our brothers, man. We cannot forget that key thing. That is one of the secrets to salvation, is how we treat one another, how we are towards one another, applying these scriptures, not just being good at breakdowns, not just being good at being diligent, but also being a brother. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you have to hang out with somebody every day, every week? No. Now, if that's the case, cool. But that's not what makes a brother, because see, in this world, people can hang out with each other all the time and be gossiping about each other, be envious of one another, have a despiteful mind towards one another. Okay, but a true brother is really someone who applies the law, statutes, and commandments when dealing with their brethren. Okay. In this, the children of the power are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of the power. So what's an example of not doing righteousness? being envious of your brother, having a hateful mind towards your brother, being bitter, having animosity, despising your brother without any cause. That's of the devil. And you have a lot of devils in this truth. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother. So you can't be of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but you don't love your brother. Okay? That is something that Yahweh Shai had stressed to us, is being brotherly, brotherhood, man. Okay? If a brother's in need, if you can help the brother, especially if you see the brother's a responsible guy. He's doing the work just like you. All right? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 70. Yahushua answered them, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? So there are going to be devils in this truth. Many are called, but few are chosen. Now within the many that are called, there are going to be men who are actually devils, men who come into this truth with a evil heart towards their brothers, man. But guess what? Just as the elect have been called and chosen from the beginning, there are those who have been condemned from the very beginning. Yahushua answered them, have I not chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? So Judas, he was the devil that Yahushua had chose. Now, guess what? Seeing that Judas was the devil, he was actually set up from the very beginning to be condemned to be such. Let's go to the book of Jude. And us as brothers in this ministry, you know, it's good to feed the sheep. That's another way of showing we love Yahushua. It's doing this work. We also show we love the Lord by being brotherly, okay? Being peaceful among one another. Jude chapter 1 and 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares. So there are certain men who have secretly came into this ministry, but ultimately, guess what? They were chosen to come in as well. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. So Judas Iscariot, all right, seeing that Yahushua had 12 disciples that followed him, out of those 12 that he chose, he even called one who was a devil, being Judas. So Judas was ordained to be in his lot, just like the rest of the 11, which eventually went to 12 again because Judas was replaced. But they were ordained to be in their lot, just as Judas was ordained to be in his lot. So you can't really show a man how to be a brother. It's either going to be in him or it's not. But we are still to, you know, sharpen what's already in us through this word, because this word is re-educating us. It's drawing what's already in us out of us. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness. So a lot of men come into this truth and they turn the work into like they make it, they bring shame to the gospel. There's a lot of men who bring shame to the gospel. Okay. And denying the only Lord power and our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. So there are certain men, they're just not brotherly because they're not going to be delivered. They're not set up to be delivered. They're set up to be Satan. They're set up to be the devil. So there are a lot of men in this ministry who are actually devilish because they don't love their brother, but yet they think they're in this ministry. Matthew 13 and 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. So just like how with the 12, Yahushua even chose Judas, who was a snake. So seeing that we're doing this work, many different people come in. There are people that come in who are of the elect, but the majority that come in, they're going to be thrown right back out. Verse 48, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So as this word is gathering men in, the elect are going to endure and hold on and remain. But all of those who are frauds, all those who are phonies, who are also called to come in, are going to be casted right back out. And a lot of those are going to be men who have hatred in their heart for their brethren without cause. Okay. Speaking on brotherhood is highly important. That is one of the secrets to becoming great. That's one of the secrets to being delivered, is being a brother. John 13:34, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. So being brotherly is how we show that we are of Yahawashi. We are to love one another just as Yahawashi loved us. And Yahawashi loved us so much that he even went to that cross for us. He sacrificed his life for us, man. And that same mentality is what we should have towards our brothers. That's why it's my personal belief that you shouldn't even be out there teaching with a man if you're not willing to lay down your life for that man. Because being in this ministry, there are enemies. We do have dangers set before us. And guess what? The Lord's protecting us from it all. But I'm just making a point. Being out there on the front line with another man, you're going to war. Why would you go to war standing next to a man you wouldn't lay your life down for? Why would you come into a ministry who are, who are showing you that there's other men doing exactly what you're doing, who serve the same power that you're serving, who want the same reward that you want, but you wouldn't lay down your life for them? Although they're basically just like you, right? Yahawashi loved us in such a way that he even laid down his life for us. And that's how we have to have, our mindset to think like, man, would I lay down my life for this brother? I call him my brother. I tell him, I'll be there if you need me, brother. But would I lay down my life for him? Because that's the greatest love that you can show to somebody. Let's go to John chapter 15 and verse 3. Now ye are clean. Let me see. John 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. So how do we know who our friends are? Our friends are those in this ministry who are doing what Yahawashi asked them to do. If I call a man my brother or my friend, I don't just say that loosely. I don't have friends outside this truth. My friends are men I haven't even met in this flesh, in this current life. Why? Because they are doing what Yahawashi said. Now, seeing those men who are doing what Yahawashi said, those are who I deem as my friends. Those are who I deem as my brethren. Those are who I would lay my life down for, because that's what Yahawashi would want. Yahawashi wants us to be brotherly one towards another. Okay? Now, seeing as we are men, and then on top of that, we're Israelite men, this world don't care about us. The world's constantly wearing us out. And then to come into this ministry and you have more men trying to add stress to you. That's messed up, man. That's not right. We've been beat down enough in this society. The saints have already been beat down in this society great and perfectly by the devil and all of our enemies that surround them. Okay? Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And there is no greater love than that. Okay? I might go on ahead and close it there. Let me see something first. Okay, Romans 13 and 19, I'll close it here. For Romans 13 and 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. So we already proved that the greatest love you can show to your brother is laying down your life for your brother. If it came down to that, seeing that's what Yahweh Shai did for us. If Yahweh Shai was willing to do that for us, but then yet you see a man that he died for as nothing, who are you? What good are you? You're basically saying he died for nothing. And that's another thing. Brothers need to quit saying, you're nothing. We ain't shit. No, if that's the case, Yahweh Shai went to that cross for nothing. He went to that cross and did what he did because we're special. Okay? Now, we don't need to be arrogant and cocky, but Yahweh Shai didn't go to that cross for a bunch of nothings, man. We are somebodies. We are special. We are the children of the Lord. Okay? Romans 13:9, for this thou shalt not commit adultery. This is how you show you love your brother, on top of being willing to lay down your life for your brother. Those who are doing what Yahweh Shai is asking them to do. For this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And there it is. All right. So we have to be brotherly in this ministry. We can't have the mentality of just being great teachers and that's it. We have to be brotherly. We have to watch how we treat one another because we don't know who's who. We have to really be aware and consider and take brothers serious when you're watching their videos, man. Don't just look at them like it's just some nigga. When I watch brothers' videos, I truly believe I'm watching the prophets. In other words, I wouldn't be really wasting my time pondering on your video. I listen and be like, man, he's a man of the Lord. He's speaking the truth. Oh, he just came in last year. Hey, to me, he's still a man of the Lord. He must be somebody serious at this particular time to be teaching these words and teaching these words correctly. The Lord has to be dealing with that man at this particular moment. OK, so we have to show love one to another. We have to, be merciful, be forgiving, be kind hearted. Now, with all that, that doesn't mean, we got to be pushovers, let brothers take advantage of you. We're not here to be someone's stepping stool, so to speak, but we are here to be servants one to another. OK, really, when you're around brothers should really just be trying to make each other's life easier, not add hell to their life. So I'm going to go on ahead and close it there, Lord willing. This was simple and edifying. I'm going to give all thanks and praises unto our power. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wa Rakakwadash. Shalom.